How is it going, YouTube? We have a monumental announcement today. I say today, it came out earlier this week that Rocket Arena has announced its very first tournament. And I say very first tournament because this is the first tournament that has been backed by Final Strike Games, the developers of Rocket Arena. And there has been previous tournaments, the King of the Crater tournaments put on by Lex and some of those other guys, and other independent 1v1 tournaments and things like that hosted by individuals. But this is the first one put on by developers of the game since the Twitch Rivals tournament way back in the day. And this is the first one that I've seen, and I am super excited for this. It is deemed the Rocket Arena Open Crater Cup. And I think this is awesome for multiple reasons. One, go ahead and putting open in the title of the tournament, the Open Crater Cup. It's open to anyone and everyone that wants to play. It doesn't matter if you've been playing for months, just got the game yesterday, doesn't matter. It's open to everybody. The dates of this tournament, December 27th, literally next week. It's coming on quick. December 27th, it starts at 11 a.m. Pacific. That is 2 p.m. Eastern time. If I did my time zone math correctly, you may want to check me for that. I didn't fact check myself, but I think that's right. So December 27th is coming up quick. This is going to be a 64 team tournament. It was announced 64 team tournament max. It caps out at 64, but they have stated, they being the devs and community managers, that if there is enough interest in the game and in the tournament, that they will expand this if necessary. I personally think that 64 is going to be plenty of spots. I don't expect us to reach 64 spots filled in the tournament, but I would love to see more rather than fewer. As far as just general information about the tournament, players must be at least 13 years of age, so you can't be a little Timmy that just got Rocket Arena on PS Plus for Christmas. Then you're like 9 years old. You can't do that, and that's just a safety and legal thing. Employees and family members of the developing companies obviously are not allowed to participate, conflict of interest. But more along this tournament specifically, each team can have 3 players and 1 sub. So each team can have 4 players total. That sub, he or she can sub in at any time during the tournament, but once they are in, they are locked. It's a roster lock. So once you are in, you can't sub back out. So you can't have like one person that's like specifically good against one other player on another team, and then you sub him to like snipe that one guy. You can't do that. Also, you can't, if you're subbing for one team, you can only sub for that one team. You can't be on multiple rosters at one time because that just wouldn't be fair, right? All regions are eligible to compete in this tournament. So EU, NA, LATAM, SEA, everybody, SA, being South American. Anybody can play they want to. The caveat to that and the catch to that is that this tournament is only allowing EU and NA servers to host the games. This has caused a little bit of backlash already, but let me try to break it down a little bit. So, for example, if a LATAM-based team plays against an NA team, the NA team is going to host all of their games, which means the LATAM team is going to have higher ping. This could cause a few problems, and it's going to make it a little harder for teams outside of NA and EU, but the Rocket Arena members have stated that this tournament is more of a testing grounds just to gauge how many people would be willing and would want to play in tournaments, and that future tournaments, should they happen, could have a more region-based focus. So what they're asking is for people to play in this tournament. If you feel like you want to play this game competitively, they want you to play in this tournament and just kind of stick with it and do the best you can and let them take down numbers. And so if there are an astronomical amount of LATAM players, then they'll have some LATAM-based tournaments where LATAM servers will be utilized the most. That's what I got out of that, and I think that's a decent way to go about it, because you don't want to invest all of your resources into your first tournament when you don't know how many players and teams are going to turn out for it. Going on down the list, crossplay must be turned on. That means any console or any input can play in this tournament. Now, if you remember in my last update video, I talked about they reworked controllers. And I think this tournament could be the biggest scene to see on a competitive scale if that controller rework is going to help console players stack up against PC players on mouse and keyboard. I'm really interested to see how that is going to transpire throughout the day from the different players. This is a double elimination tournament, which meaning even if you get skunked in the first round, it's okay. You can still make that Cinderella run through the losers bracket if you got it. If you got it, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's also really good because you don't want teams to spend their time practicing and then they come in and then get washed and then that's it. Speaking of it being a double elimination tournament, all matches are going to be best of 3. So the first couple of rounds are all best of 3s, except winners finals, losers finals, grand finals, and also winners semifinals and losers semifinals. All of those will be best of 5s. So the final 4 potential 5 matches of this tournament is going to be best of 5. So if you make it that far, you're going to get a little more time on stage. And I think that's very fair because it's going to be the best of the best at that point, and you want them to play as many matches as possible to see who is just good enough to take it all the way, right? Prizes. This may be the most important part. Everyone wants to know what they're playing for, right? Unfortunately, there is no cash prize. But again, I want to reiterate, this is just the first tournament. They've expressed interest in wanting to do future tournaments once they can gauge the engagement and see how many players and teams they're going to be looking at moving forward. But there are prizes for the top 3 teams. First place, each player gets 5,000 rocket fuel and an official Rocket Arena lava lamp. Now, I've seen this lava lamp. I've got it on screen right now. This thing looks pretty sick. If you like Rocket Arena, this is a nice collectible to have. And they're only going to have 3 or 4 out there. If the first place team only has 3 players, they're only giving out 3. If they have a sub, the sub will also get the prizes, including the lava lamp. But that's something that you can say, not only did I win the first tournament, but this is essentially my trophy saying that I won it, which is awesome in my eyes. Something like, and it looks really cool. It's nice, it's sleek, it's something you can have on a bedside table or a dresser or something like that. I think it's really cool. Also, 5,000 rocket fuel. They just reduced the price of the Rocket Pass. So that right there can get you the Rocket Pass for as far into the future as I can even think. Second place, 2,500 rocket fuel per player. This is also nice to mention. It is per player, not total to split. In third place, every player on the third place team gets 1,000 rocket fuel, which is still awesome to be a part of and get something like that in-game currency as a participation in getting that far in the tournament. As far as the game modes that will be played and the maps that will be played, all of the game modes and maps have already been decided by the people putting on the tournament at Rocket Arena. I think this is a really interesting thing to do. It took a little bit of control out of the hands of the players. The only other way you would be able to do it is potentially have higher seed pick the game mode, lower seed pick the map, or vice versa every single game, which would take forever and it would draw it out to probably a 2 or 3 day tournament. Instead, they have completely laid out every game mode and map for first game of the day all the way through grand finals. And at least people know what they're going to be getting into. They know what to expect and go up against. Also, if you're interested in all of that specific information, I don't feel like reading through hundreds of potential game options. But if you're interested in that or anything else that has been going on, it is all in the Rocket Arena official Discord. I will link that into the description. You can read up on those yourself, especially if you're interested in playing in this tournament. You're definitely going to want to read up on those. Also, if you want to register for this tournament, since I'm saying that, they are using a site called Challenge, and I will link that in the description as well. If you register the team, you will be considered the team captain, and you will be essentially in charge of that team. So if you're going to want to put together a team, make sure you have whoever wants to be the person over the team doing the registering for the team. But going on with that and talking about the Discord, with the announcement of this tourney, the Discord has exploded with activity, and people that are brand new, people that have been playing forever, people that have won different independent tournaments, all are crawling out, giving their opinions and voicing their thoughts, which I think is really good. But because that has happened, there has been some good things said and some not so good things said, and some people are really excited and other people are not so much. But one of the resounding feelings that I've seen over and over in the tournament chat Discord channel is that Treasure Hunt is in this tournament, and a lot of people don't think it should be. Treasure Hunt, personally, is more of a casual mode. It's more of just a run around. You know, if you don't want to, that is the one game mode where you do not have to target opponents and actually attack them. If you want to just run around and collect coins, you can physically do that without doing any damage. It may not go well, but that is an option for you. And I don't know how to feel about it, honestly. I mean, I haven't played this in any high competitive sense, but I don't know. Like, I can understand where people are coming from saying they don't want that in the tournament because it is a casual game mode. And I can see where some people, I also am of the opinion, it is a game mode that is in Rocket Arena. So if the people at Rocket Arena want to put it in a tournament, then it's fair game, and you just have to learn how to play it or just play it, right? Another issue that has been brought up alongside of Treasure Hunt is ping. Ping is an argument as old as time, going back to any video game you want to talk about that has an online presence. But one example of how ping can be an issue is going in to pick up the treasure chest. The person with the lower ping has the advantage in grabbing that treasure chest if they approach it at the same time. So if I'm playing up against somebody from LATAM and we're on an NA server, if we go and touch the treasure chest at what looks like the exact same time, if I have the lower ping, I'm going to pick up that treasure chest. That can be an issue. I see where that can be an issue. But there was also a person in the Discord that said, well, if you're going to get the treasure chest at the same time, just shoot the other person. That's why you have abilities, which that's a big brain thought there that I never thought about. But all jokes aside, ping can be an issue. And this is like I said earlier, this is going to come up with only having an NA and EU hosts, is that people outside of NA and EU are going to be at a slight disadvantage. How much ping matters, high versus low, is up to you, and I'm not going to voice any of those opinions because I don't really have any on the matter, but I will say it can have an impact if it is that drastic. Again, I've said it before multiple times. I want to say it again. This is the first tournament, and it is a testing ground to gauge engagement for possible future tournaments. So with that being said, the Rocket Arena people are going to be watching this tournament, and if they notice, all right, we have a bunch of people from EU and a few people from LATAM, maybe we should have LATAM servers for a tournament and EU servers for a tournament and just do region-based tournaments in the future. That is okay. This tournament is trying to gather that information. So I want to see everyone compete. If you want to compete, I want to see everyone enjoy themselves, play the best they can, and just have a good time, because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. This is video games. We're just trying to have fun. Another question that was brought up that I was particularly interested in was about casters. If you're going to have a tournament that is broadcast, you got to have casters. I personally would love to cast this tournament. I think it would be awesome. It would be a fun experience, but it looks like that they pre-selected a couple of guys ahead of time to cast this tournament, which you can't really blame them for. They don't necessarily want to go out of their way to find people that they don't know or can't necessarily trust. So I think they got a couple of people within their group, whether it be within their community or within the devs, to get people to host there. But hey, you never know in the future. Some of these future Rocket Arena tournaments that y'all are hinting at, Rocket Arena devs and community people, I'm looking at you. Hit me up. I have experience. I can send you my resume reel. I can send you my talent reel. I've done things. Let me know. I'm here. I have already seen players coordinating scrims and getting teams ready. There are already teams registered for this tournament, and I think the registration closes on the 25th. So if you want to get a team together, you want to go ahead and do that. And if you scroll through the Rocket Arena Twitch page, currently it is full of players running 3 stacks and practicing with different characters. I'm not going to say necessarily running strats, but they are figuring out what characters work well together, what characters they're best at, who they're going to try to counter other teams with. And I think that's really awesome to see, like that level of dedication into a first tournament for a game like this. I'm personally really excited. I think this is going to be a very entertaining tournament, and it's a chance to see the very best at a game compete. And I think that's always awesome. And it's awesome to see regardless of what the game is. But because I'm especially fond of Rocket Arena, I think it's awesome to see. Once again, this tournament is on December 27th. If you want to watch it, December 27th at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you want to play in it, you have to be registered at that website that I'm linking in the description by December 25th, I'm pretty sure. Do it sooner rather than later. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are you going to be watching the tournament? You guys want to play in it? What characters do you think we're going to see the most of? Because that could be a big thing as far as seeing a quote-unquote meta for this game in certain game modes. But leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've seen crazy growth recently, and I can't thank you guys enough. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys really, really soon. Peace, guys.